We are live. What's up? What's going on, everybody? So the purpose of this live stream is to test out does in fact, um, never fails, but it's to test out to see if visible will cause overheating on the Pixel 7 live streaming. So right now, it is solely on Visible's 5G network. Uh, I have not I don't have my Wi-Fi logged in into the Pixel 7 only because I'm trying that the battery calibration that Delvon Digital talked about in his YouTube video. So I'm giving it a shot, trying it out. So it's not connected to Wi-Fi at all. This is strictly off of Visible's network or Verizon's network that Visible uses. And I'm going to see if live streaming is going to cause the phone to overheat. Um, the reason I'm doing this is that I saw Tony Pazzo's video. I watched the replay of his live stream, and his Pixel 7 Pro overheated, where everything shut down. Everything shut down except for the phone itself, so he wasn't able to to do a lot. What's up, Michael? And he was talking about it, and then I watched his most recent video where he literally talked about that. He was like switching up. He was all in on the Pixel, so the Pixel Watch was set up with LTE. His Pixel 7 Pro has his main SIM in it, and he was saying that that it could have been the visible network that caused his phone to overheat. So I'm gonna see if I can replicate that. So I'm gonna live stream this as long as I can until until it dies. The weather in his area wasn't bad where he was at, so it wasn't like it was like 100 degrees where he was when it overheated. I guess he was in his car. So just so you guys can see, let's swipe some of these notifications away. All right. So currently, right now, it is 78 degrees where I'm at. It's not cloudy. The wind, it was windy a little bit earlier, but it died down a little bit. So I'm just gonna leave this live stream running. I am gonna be barbecuing in a little while. Just because my kids want to barbecue today, so I was like, okay, let's barbecue. So a little while, I'll get the grill cleaned up. But yeah, I'll leave this on. I guess for like 30 minutes. Let's see if it even gets hot at all. And you'll probably see the phone move because I'm gonna be constantly feeling behind. He stated that his phone was like really super hot and he can feel the heat through the case. So I'm gonna, I should be able to feel the heat off the Pixel 7 if the Verizon network literally caused the phone to overheat. So that's the plan for tonight. Yeah, for whatever reason, and I figured while doing a live stream, just chatting with you guys, seeing what's up. So thank you guys for the 5 likes. Thank you so much for the 5 likes. Appreciate that. 7 people coming in. Appreciate y'all for coming in. And let's see if the visible network on the Pixel 7 will cause it to overheat during a live stream. So we're like 3 minutes in, and I'm gonna look at Twitter now and read your guys' comments too as well. So when you're in here, say hi, say what's up. And let's find out. We'll find out together if visible will cause the phone to overheat doing a live stream. So that's the point of this test. Thanks so much for the 6 likes. Really appreciate it. Yo, what's up, Ricky? What's going on, man? Yeah. So this is kind of like a throwaway live. I'm just really trying to see if I can get the phone to overheat like Tony did. Jeremy, what's up, man? Welcome in. Yeah, because I found it weird, but I was watching his video, and I'm not saying anything bad about Tony, so please, people, don't think that I'm being that way. I just want to see if it happens to the Pixel 7s on visible, if it'll cause it to overheat, because he has a 7 Pro. He's part of Team Pixel, so he got the 7 Pro and the watch with LTE. Hey, from Australia, what's up? Hey, Technohead HD, what's up? What's going on, man? So I want to see if the Pixel 7s are plagued with the same problem. If visible is even the problem that causes it to overheat. I would say I would blame it on the weather. If he was out in the elements and say it was like 105 to maybe 110 degrees, then I would say it was the weather. But in this case, it wasn't. So, because of that, I want to see, is it visible that does it? My Pixel 6a is hot now. Really? What were you doing on it? Do share with the group what you were doing that made it hot. Were you playing a game? Were you watching a video? Were you just doing social media? Were you recording video? Were you live streaming? Like, share. I want to know. And that's on the 6A. Um, so I could ask my brother too if he's having the same experience with his 6A. YouTube mostly. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that I would consider myself lucky. I don't get a lot of overheating issues. So yeah, but like I told people, maybe I don't push my phone as hard as some of y'all do. Everybody uses their phones differently, so that's always a major factor involved in everything else. And like I try to be as descriptive as I can about my usage, which, like I said, it's like Twitter, it's YouTube, it's making videos. So I use an editor on my phone. I record video with my phone. My phone, I plug in an external mic at times and plug that into the Type C port and use the audio mic for vocals, or I will use my Pixel Buds. I'll have it paired and just switch it over to Bluetooth for the microphone and just talk with the buds on. So those are the things that I do on my phone. I don't do any gaming. There's like one game that I play though, just one game, Pokemon Go. That's the only game that I play, and that's really it. Everything else is just basically creating content. Like videos that I make are all shot with my phones. I don't use a camcorder. I don't use anything like that. I use my phone. Um, that has been the earliest thing that I've advocated for on YouTube for the longest time, was that you can be a content creator, you can grow, and you can produce good content with just using a smartphone camera. And this was like way back in the day when I had the Samsung Intercept, all the way up until now. Hey, alternate reality, what's up, man? What's going on? So, as I stated, those that are hopping in right now, what I'm doing is I'm chit chatting with you guys. I'm letting a live stream run from the Pixel 7 on Visible's network, or Verizon's network, but through Visible service. And the point of this is that Tony Pazzo, who's a friend of mine on YouTube, he did a live stream with his Pixel 7 Pro, and he had it on Visible, I believe. That's what he said. And his phone overheated, and he wasn't in extreme elements or any of that stuff. It just overheated, and so he thinks it was because of the network connection. Um, I believe he lives in Cleveland. It could be the way that the boards are set up on the inside. If you don't have things set in place to properly disperse the heat that the chip is going to produce from the tasks, um, then yeah, he gets trapped inside, right? And then on top of that too, you also got to think like battery consumption, right? So if your phone is running to keep a strong connection to a tower, it will actually start sapping battery. That is the reasoning that you can get battery drain on from your cellular connection, and that's just because if you have a weak signal, your phone pretty much determines like the signal strength is weak and increases power to the modem itself to keep that signal as much as it can, and that will cause battery drain. And of course, using your battery will cause the phone to heat up. So yeah, that's some of the things that you know that would cause it to heat. Like the Pixel 5a, one of the reasons why that phone heated up so much, especially when you recorded in 4K, 60 frames, it heated up so quickly, was just the way that everything was built internally, and it didn't leave much room for heat to disperse away. Pixels don't have a cooling system in them, which I think they should, considering what types of stuff the phone's intended to do, right? Like all this stuff with AI and machine learning and the computing power, computing process, all that stuff to me feels like that it would cause a lot of heat in the phone, and it would literally benefit Google if they would just put in a cooling system in their devices, right? Like OnePlus, I believe, has a cooling system in it. Samsung has cooling systems in theirs, I believe. So why can't Google do it? Catch up with the chat here. It's all about personality and content, not equipment. Yeah, my Sony Xperia 1 Mach 3 overheats all the time. But is it like an unbearable overheat, or does it just get warm to the touch? Price you pay for sexy design. Well, the outside is what people would say is a sexy design, right? The outside design of the Pixel has nothing to do with the heat problem. It's all how everything's set up. The boards that are inside the phone, it's how that's set up, and that's something that we don't see. So, yeah. Anyways, for you guys, I'm gonna run a quick speed test on Boost Mobile Expanded. So this is Boost Mobile on T-Mobile, right? So you guys will see it right there. Boost Mobile, T-Mobile, and we're off to the races. Give you guys the speed test of what this is like here. And yeah, this is what Boost Mobile's kind of, T-Mobile and everything's been reduced to. It's been reduced to that. So we got 176 on the down. And the uplink is just below 10. So yeah. 176 by 9.37. Ping was at 19 milliseconds for the download. 929. Upload 531. Interesting enough as is. Watching on the Pixel 2 XL. Nice. iPhone 12 mini overheats too. I wonder if that's what happened with Gene's iPhone 12 mini, because he said that his went kaput. Like his just went completely out. So, yeah, that's why I guess he got the iPhone 13 mini. Data warning: you've used 2.11 gigabytes of data. I like how every time that I hit over 2 gigs of data, when I SIM swap, it like notifies me. So right now, I got my hand behind the Pixel 7. I don't feel heat. It's warm as a usual warm, but it's not like overheating. S22 Ultra has vapor chamber cooling. Yeah, see, so there is some sort of cooling system in place with Samsung's. Carlos speed tested Straight Talk. They suck. um, here's the reason why that I don't follow a lot of speed testing. Like I do speed tests. I show you guys what I'm getting, but I don't determine who's good and who's not good, and it goes by my core beliefs in this. So like Carlos is going to do a speed test in Vegas, right? So Straight Talk is going to suck in the area that he was speed testing at in Vegas. Doesn't mean that it's going to suck here in my city. It could, it may not, right? Um, the same as anywhere else. So there's areas where a certain network is going to be stronger. Like here in my city, Sprint was dominant here, so T-Mobile's got it pretty much locked here. It's just so many people are on T-Mobile over here that everywhere I go, once I pass the deprio limitation, where they start to deprio me because I get deprioed a lot because everywhere gets congested because a lot of people are on T-Mobile. It's throttled. Like, what do you mean it's throttled? The entire data connection on Straight Talk is throttled, or most MVNOs do throttle? Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. Verizon is strong in the Southwest. Doesn't Straight Talk use Verizon? Speed tests are demoralizing. Speed tests, I think Carlos said it best. Speed tests kind of give you a base idea of like what your speeds could be. The most thing you want to pay attention to is the latency. That's where it's at. Cause I mean, like I was talking to Carlos today on group chat wise, and yeah, I'm gonna pull for the Verizon Home Internet. Even though the T-Mobile Home Internet, like I can reach anywhere between 200 megabits per second on a download to 500, but like he's absolutely he's right about one thing though, and that's like gaming on it with the PS4 is not going to be good. Even with the wired connection, it's not going to be good, just because your base speeds can tell you 500 megabits per second, but the latency is what counts, especially for gaming, right? The lower the ping, the better your game stream is going to be if you're like playing a game online. Even Stadia, which was I would consider that to be a very light type of system, even though it's about to die here soon. But Stadia Like if I played Streets of Rage 4 on Stadia, that was totally fine on the T-Mobile home internet. When I played Immortals Phoenix Rising, that's where I was hitting issues. That's where like at times the game would like completely buffer. It was so bad. But that was a more graphic intense heavy game. So just imagine if I played Destiny 2 on Stadia, how bad that would have been. Emperor shows that, yeah. Okay, I'm feeling the back of the Pixel 7. It's still the same. It's not heating up. We're at 15 minutes in this live stream, so we're good at this point. So we'll keep it going. We'll see what happens in the next 15 minutes. Maybe I'll push in an hour and see. I don't know exactly how long he was live streaming for. I should go look at his channel. So shout out to Tony Pazzo. He inspired me by his video to make me want to go check this out and see if it's visible or the modems in the Pixel 7. So let me go to his channel real quick. There he is. Go to his most recent. Where's the live stream at? Did the live stream go down, or let me switch those lives? Okay, so yeah, there it is. Ride home, Pixel 7 Pro live stream. So he was doing a live stream. Oh, he was the hell? He was 10 minutes. He was 10 minutes and 3 seconds into his live stream inside of his vehicle, and it got hot. So, because then after he did that, he made another video. My Google Pixel 7 Pro blistering hot, failed during live stream. Yeah, so his was after 10 minutes, but we'll just keep it going. We're at 17 minutes. We'll hit the 20-minute mark and see if it heats up, and then at the 30-minute mark, we'll do a final check. Carlos did more than a standard speed test. He tried a live stream on shit. Oh yeah, no, I was in there. I watched it. I didn't miss it. Like, that's a funny thing though, cause like I'm not very, I was gonna say vocal, but you're not vocal when you're on someone's live stream chatting. I don't make my presence known unless I have a question or like I'm gonna engage in the conversation. But little may you guys not know that when Carlos and Sneed and all them are live streaming, I'm in there watching. Even though I don't post anything, I'm actually in there watching. So yeah, I seen the live stream he was doing, and he was talking to me about it tonight when we were chatting for a little bit. He was testing it out. A lot of people were saying that the video feed was a bit glitchy, a bit pixeled. You know, it froze up from time to time. It struggled, especially when he started playing one of his videos on the TV behind him, and he was testing it out, having the modem have two devices connected, running at the same time, and what it did. And then he paused the video on his TV and to see, like, so I was there for all that. I got Boost Mobile on the T-Mobile side. I want to switch my service over to the AT&T side of Boost Mobile. Well, Boost Mobile let me do that. Yeah, you just gotta talk to them and they can migrate your account over. I've been hearing rumors that with Boost Mobile that they intend to migrate every customer over to the AT&T side. So we'll see. But yeah, just contact Boost Mobile and just let them know that you want to migrate your account over to the AT&T side of it. You may have to explain yourself in detail though, because I do know that Boost Mobile's customer service, majority of their reps is based out of the Philippines, and I know a lot of people have like issues against call centers in the Philippines. I can't share the same sentiment because some of my family's in the Philippines, so I don't hit with that, they're stupid people type attitudes, and I don't dig people who talk that way. That's just me, right? That's just like, so that's why you never really hear me like rein in on those call centers, because I actually have some family members that work there. Yeah. So, but you may have to explain yourself in detail and be specific, and even sometimes help guide them. Because you gotta understand, these call centers in the Philippines, they're not really trained in the material. Boost Mobile, T-Mobile, all these companies, like, they hire these call centers to pick up the slack of work for customer service, and they just give them the bare essentials. Like, they teach them how to use their systems, like how to check their bill, turn on and off features, provision the account and all that stuff, refresh the connection and all that type of stuff. That's all they're trained to do, and just how to navigate the actual system on the computer. But they're not given like full details of like what T-Mobile or what Boost Mobile or Cricket, what any of these companies are doing. They're not given the full scope. So when you call them and you're in shock because it seems like you know more about the company than they do, you actually do. They're like treated like they're like Wendy's. They're treated like the redheaded stepchild. They're only on a need to know basis. And the reason why these companies hire them is because a lot of them know that we are located in the United States. They're located in the Philippines. There is no way, if you wanted to, you couldn't hunt down the call center and drive there and wait for them to come out and do something to them. They know that. You literally have to hop a flight to get to the Philippines, and then you'd have to go through, depending on where they're located. If they're located on the island of Luzon, or if they're in the Visayan Islands, or if they're in Mindanao, you have to like guess which part of the Philippine Islands they're on, and you got to go try and hunt them. And yeah, no one's doing that. So that's why they seem so cold and unforgiving and anything like that. English really high level in the Philippines, but Google Fi India support just hangs up on you when they don't. Yeah, and that happens too with some of the Philippine agent reps for these companies. Some of them really have like really thick accents, right? Like, I guess that's the reason why I can understand them so well, is because I've grown up around them all my life. So their accents and how they speak English, it's funny. And like they mix up letters, right? So like their V's sound like B's. um, it's all over. I guess that's the reason why I can pick up on what they're saying. But yeah, yeah. There's always gonna be a language barrier with them too, because of the way we speak, and they're used to hearing it in their own, you know, accent. It's kind of funny. We are at 22 minutes into the live stream, and let's do a heat check. Right below the camera, it's still the same warm. It hasn't gotten hotter, but it is warm. That's it. But I have got no warning that my phone is too warm to hold the live stream. That's gonna shut it off. Some mobile providers in Australia have 500 gigabytes unlimited data banking. Wow, cool. Yeah, I'm always interested in knowing like how plan rates are in other countries and everything like that. I know they do things a little bit differently. What was it? Coffee, who's like a regular watcher on this channel. He's I forgot where he's based at. I know he's in Europe, but I forgot where. But yeah, they have like data packages, and like the way that the data packages is set up, like you'll have like a 20 gig plan, and like some people will be like 20 gigs is not enough, but it's certain things, right? I believe if I remember correctly on how he told me, and if I got it wrong, he can correct it in the comments to this. But he stated that like some apps like Facebook is not counted towards your data pool. So if you have 20 gigs of data that you can use, and Facebook is one of the apps that is unlimited, it won't pull from your 20 gigs. And so it's only certain apps that don't pull from your data pool and certain apps that will. And that's how their services work in their country. And I think that's pretty cool. With most foreign calls, me and my wife will hang up on them. Why, you may ask? The answer is suspected scammer. If you're calling them, then why would they be a suspected scammer? I mean, but I know what you mean. They're calling you, and they got a strange voice. Suspected scammers. I know what you mean by that. And yeah, as a matter of fact, because there's so much scams today, like how could you not feel like this may be a potential scam call? And most call centers are educated in that. So a lot of them pretty much understand that like, if they're an outbound call center and they contact you and you don't trust them, and you're like, they're from Liberty Mutual Car Insurance, you're like, I don't know if you really are or not. They'll literally will tell you like you can hang up and call in, And they might even give you like a reference number to say like, hey, this is your reference number for this promo that we're running, and you can call back and get them on the phone, and you're talking to them because you actually called their 800 number. So I mean that's always a good way to go. Like anytime you feel like it's a suspected scam call or whatever, just call the company back. And the rep on the phone should have no problem. Should have no problem with you doing that. If they get like super anxious and like, oh my god, you'll miss this one-time promo opportunity. It's like, well, I'm just gonna call right back in as soon as you hang up. So the offer should still be on the table. You know. Thank you for the 10 likes. I really appreciate it. I have 4 terabytes of data in the data bank. Wow, that's quite a bit of data to use. I don't even use 1 terabyte a month. I know some of my friends can hit over a terabyte, and that's impressive. That's fucking impressive. With me, I can't. I've tried one time. I tried just like, what was it? When I didn't have home internet for a little while, when I was down on my luck, everything was from mobile data usage a year ago. It was a year ago this time that it was like that, and yeah, I was using my devices. It's using a hotspot on my phone and everything like that to stream videos and such. And yeah, I think the most I came close to using was like 76 gigabytes of data, and then my bill cycle resetted. Crazy, huh? Getting over this cough. Fucking sucks. I've been sick all last week. I've been sick. And fever broke on Thursday morning ish. Fever broke. So I was okay. And now what's left is this damn cough, which, is more active at night than it is during the day. So the neighbors are having a party. That's kind of funny. So we got about like 3 minutes left in the live stream. I've gone 3 times over the amount of Tony's live stream, so I'm gonna say it's safe to say that it's not visible. But I'm on visible. I'm on the Visible Plus plan, so I'm not capped at 200 megabits. Xfinity Home Internet, 1 terabyte a month. Xfinity Mobile, 22 gigabytes a month on the Verizon network. Yep. Yep, I know what you mean. When I was traveling and using mobile only, I used 50 gigs in 2 weeks. But terabyte is still far off. Yeah, I mean, well, there's people that use that do gaming online, right? And if you're like trying to online game in the highest resolution possible, that eats quite a bit of data. Just because like on Google Stadia, I have settings that I can change, and if I want to have like the most highest resolution in my streaming, it lets me know like, and what did it tell me that I would be using like 4.3 gigabytes an hour is what it told me, something like that. So just imagine if you game like all day long, right? Because there's some people who don't work a job, they chill at home, they play video games all day. Like they'll get up at like 11 in the morning, get something to eat and drink, get on their Xbox or their PlayStation, start playing video games. They'll be playing all the way until about 2 or 3 in the morning. That's a lot, right? That's quite a bit. Let's ballpark it. Let's say 4.3, and let's say they would game for about 16 hours. That's 68 gigs a day. Times 30 days. That's 2,064. 2,064 gigs in a 30-day span. That's already hitting over a terabyte, I believe. I think like 1 terabyte is like 1,024. Is it? Or is it more? I think it's that. 1,024 gigabytes, I think it's 1 terabyte. Which is pretty cool. How many of you guys are subscribed to Theo Joe? Because today he put an interesting video. I didn't know, a lot of people didn't know this, but I didn't know that majority of people, like, say they bought like a 1 terabyte drive, and they would get upset because when it was connected and it showed the amount of storage, it would show you 931 gigs, and forgetting, where, like, how it's read. So they're thinking that they're not getting a full terabyte when they actually are, and it just how it's calculated. If it's calculated multiples of 10, um, yeah, it was a crazy ass video. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Maybe that'll help you guys understand like flash drives and internal storage on devices and on your computer and all that good stuff. Very informative video, but I didn't know not a lot of people knew about that. It's like format takes up space, but initially, if it was if it was read a certain way, it wouldn't read 931 gigabytes when you plug in a fresh 1 terabyte drive. It will actually show you that it's the full 1 terabyte. It's just how it's set and read. If all you do is play video games all day, who will check the mail, take out the trash, cook dinner, feed the pets, and do other daily chores? Exactly. And I'm not going to judge people, right? People live their life the way that they want to. I'm a firm believer in do what makes you happy. So if sitting on your ass playing video games all day makes you happy, fine, go ahead and do it. But you can't complain if you don't got money. It's just like some of my friends that smoke cigarettes. They're like, they love to smoke cigarettes. It's satisfying to them. Like, okay, if you're going to smoke, smoke. But you can't complain if you get diagnosed with lung cancer. It's that type of thing, you know? My 16 terabyte drive is actually 14 terabytes. Well, yeah, when you have stuff on there, that does take up some of the space. But when they read it as a whole, it would read out as 1 terabyte, not 931 gigs. Just go check out his video. He explains it. It's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool and well explained. I'm like, yeah, that makes it simple for a lot of people to understand. It was a pretty cool video. We are now at 32 minutes and 20 seconds. Currently counting. Maybe I'll run it for another 10 more minutes. See, let me feel the back of the phone. Is it heating up? No, still, it's warm. It's the same warmth it was about 20 minutes ago. So, yeah. It does get warm. That's for sure. It's not blistering hot. And it didn't kill the live stream. So we're still good there. So, already I'm pretty much, gonna say it just like this. It's not really the, well, I can't really say that. Because there could have been, where he was at, there could have been an issue between his connection with his phone and the tower. That could have been a reason. So, will I ever try straight talk? I'm trying to think if I ever did. No, actually, I never did. Maybe I will. Maybe like for 1 month I may try it. We'll see. As I've used Google Fi, I've used Metro by T-Mobile, I've used Boost Mobile, I've used at the time it was Total Wireless, so I may want to check out Total by Verizon, see if there's anything different. But I did use Total Wireless for a time. AT&T prepaid, Cricket Wireless. What else? Freedom Pop, Unreal Mobile, Simple Mobile. Postpaid side, I've used AT&T, I've used Verizon, I've used Sprint, and right now, I'm using T-Mobile because I have that 90-day network pass on a couple of my Pixels. I watch TV, I play games, but I do take a break from those things to take care of daily chores and other responsibilities. Yeah, there are some people that just don't. I'll be upfront with you guys. My lady's brother just sits on his ass all day and plays video games. He does nothing else. Nothing else. Like, sometimes I can't even be around him because he'll go days without showering. To be honest. I don't know. Some people just check out of life, Like, we can judge people and say a lot of bad things about them or whatever, but We have to walk a mile in somebody's shoes to really know exactly why they are the way they are like that. Some people, like some men, sit and game all day long because they've been conditioned into doing that. You know, like maybe they felt that they weren't a good looking guy, and then you had people around them that drilled that into their head, and so they checked out of life. They're like, why should I go out into the world? Nobody likes me. No one thinks I'm attractive. I'm not gonna find a person to be married to or anything like that. So they just check out of life, and that one thing that makes them feel good about themselves, they invest and immerse themselves in it so deeply because it makes them feel good. They want to feel good. Like at the end of the day, every person wants to be happy. You know, everybody wants to be loved. Like, can't no one feed me the bullshit? I don't need love. Bullshit. Everybody needs love. Everybody needs some form of contact, some form of interactions with other people. It's something that we crave. We find it in different ways. I mean, you know, to keep the live stream going, so we can continuously test if it's going to heat, which we're at 35 minutes and it's not. But anyways, here's one of the craziest things that I've seen. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys seen this too online. You guys ever seen that new app called Replica? Um, Drop a thumbs up emoji if you guys have ever seen an advertisement for Replica. It is the craziest shit ever. Um, so if you don't know what Replica is, it's an application that you download on your smartphone, and apparently it's running on an AI engine. What that means is that you create the perfect person for you. Okay, so you get a digital avatar. You can choose a male or female, and you design them. You can make them look Caucasian. You can make them look you know, any race, any color, any body size, any eye color. Like, you completely design the perfect person. Now they pitch this thing to say that it's going to be your bestest friend in the world, but people go beyond that. There is actually a trend now where, like, there are a few people who have fallen in love with their own, like, AI avatar friend that they created on that app. And Replica's not the only one. There's another app that just came out that's doing the same thing. And literally what this is doing is, like, those people who are lonely and feel like they can never get a human interaction and, you know, in that type of relationship, they're using this service to create that dynamic. And it's a monthly subscription you got to pay if you want full access to completely have this thing, like, interact with you in a deep way. Um, and it's crazy because it's like, when I saw this, like me and my lady, we laughed when we saw the ad. We saw it on TikTok, and it was so crazy, literally so crazy. Um, Actually, you know what? I'll just pull it up on YouTube and I'll play. I think they have the ad on YouTube. And maybe some people did, like I mean, okay, so I typed in Replica, right? I typed in Replica, and one of the things that comes up is Replica romantic partner mod in the search. So I guess there's tutorial videos to mod this thing to go beyond its scope of what it's supposed to go. That's crazy. Um okay, here's another one. iGirl, virtual AI girlfriend. But yeah, there's like tons of YouTube videos that's like talking about it. People testing it out. Well, that's crazy. Hang on, guys. Anyways, it's like there's someone in the backyard on my neighbor's side, and so I'm kind of watching that area. I don't live in a very good neighborhood, to be honest with everybody. So yeah, I'm always on alert. That's why if you guys see me in my live streams and I kind of look around when I'm out here, is my spider senses are always on, and they're when they start to tingle, I start to investigate. But yeah, there's tons of YouTube videos talking about this app, and it's AI. Some people are like, AI has gone too far. This one, how to download Replica mode, unlock plus Replica Pro mod APK. So they even have like cracked Android app, the Android app cracked to get the full benefits without having to pay the monthly subscription. Like, this is insane. But this is literally what it's come to. Zucks needs that for his metaverse. No kidding. No kidding. But I'll level with you on that. It wouldn't put it past me that Zuckerberg's already in development of something like this. I mean, the guy's true intentions is to rule the world. So I do my part to take care of my wife that needs more assistance at home. You're a good man for that, man, and don't ever change. Yeah, yeah. Everyone needs love. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that like I advocate on. It's the reason why I talk about it. Like, yes, I talk about mobile technology. I talk about smartphones. I talk about all these things, but I also try to preach balance too. Like, you have to get off these things and do things for yourself outside of the digital world. Have a life outside of it. Have friends outside of it. You know, like you just have to. You will go insane. Being alone. And this is the reason why. Like, you guys remember the movie Castaway? Why? I've always told people that when that movie first came out, I was like, what is his name? The character was Chuck Nolan, right? But I was like, he was smart when he drew a face on the volleyball, and he named it Wilson because it was the Wilson brand volleyball. I was like, he was smart for doing that. He was trying to keep his sanity. That's what he was trying to do. Because being on that deserted island all by himself without a soul, without anyone to talk to, he would have went more mad. As a matter of fact, and I think they didn't really touch too much into that in the movie, but I think that's the reason why he tried to commit suicide in that movie, where he tried to hang himself. But he did that test run where he tied a giant branch, a giant piece of wood to the branch hanging off the cliff, and just to make sure that the rope wouldn't snap or the branch wouldn't give out, because he wanted to hang himself. He didn't want to fall to his death and then possibly survive the fall, but like be like a quadriplegic for the rest of his life. You know, I think that's what he was trying to do because he didn't really have a soul to talk to on that island. When he created Wilson, yeah, he had to play two parts of the conversation. He heard whatever he wanted to hear in his head, as if it was coming from the volleyball, and he spoke back to it vocally. But it kept his sanity to a degree. Wasn't 100%, but he didn't completely lose it. So this app does that, and it's super crazy that it's even invented. And who knows? Like my youngest daughter had this idea. She thinks that the person that created Replica may have fell in love with Siri, and I was like, at first I dismissed it. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I thought about, like, you know what? She may not be far off on that. Maybe the person did fall in love with Siri and had a bad breakup with Siri and thought, you know what? Like, this could work for other people. And of course, everyone wants to make money and decided to make this app and charge for it. So it's a very crazy world that we live in today. As humans, so we are social animals. So just like life skills, social skills is a must-have too. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And this is the reason why that we have, like, when people watch like TikTok videos and World Star and all that stuff, and they're like, how could that person be so crazy? Well, that person's so crazy because a lot of their interactions is with people through the digital world, through Facebook chat, through, all these different Instagram chat, all of these different chat services. Like, I tell people, how do you really know what someone's saying when you're reading text in a chat thread? Like, how do you really know? My kids are like hip to the fact. They're like, oh, if they type in all caps, they're mad. But then they felt weird when, like, one day I like kind of like eavesdropped because I watched what my kids are messaging their friends, and I kind of looked at their message bubble while they were near me, and seen all caps. And then I pointed out, like, why's your friend mad? He's not mad. He was excited. And I looked at him and I'm like, but you said if they type in all caps, it means that they're mad. He's like, but it also means that they're excited too. So then I went back to my previous question. How do you know what they're really saying? Like, you guys know what I'm saying right now. You know how I feel about things right now. You see my body language. You hear the tone of my voice. and you can see my hand gestures and my body movements. So you got an idea. Am I like depressed? Am I pissed off? Am I overly excited? You guys could tell how I'm feeling and what I mean by the words that I'm saying because you have the full scope of language. Language is not only just text on a piece of paper or written in stone or sand or whatever, right? You know, that's the reality of things. So, um, yeah, we it is true. We are creatures of habit. We are creatures that need to be social. We need that social connection, and it's the reason why people are acting crazy today because one of the weak points in humanity today is social skills. They're not they're not grown and they haven't developed these social skills to really kind of understand what a person is saying, how they're saying it, and what they mean by what they're saying. They don't. Everything's done through text. It is proven that two people can have a conversation face to face nowadays. This current generation could do that, and they may get like 43 to 47% of what the other person means based upon the interaction face to face. They will get like about a 90% understanding through text, right? 90%, because majority of the time they know the person's calm and chill. Um, they won't know if they're mad 100% of the time, right? Typing in all caps could be excitement or it could be anger. Now, when you get to the core of it and you have a chat thread between two people of this generation and you want them to identify exactly how the person feels, then it's a very low percentage that can get it right. Because you won't know if the person is happy, sad, excited, moody, depressed, horny. You don't know. You don't know exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we lack a lot of social skills. Not we as in everybody, just this generation today. This is why I always make it where my kids need to understand, like, see me to understand where I'm at. Don't think you know what I mean through a text message. If I text you from work and I say, hey, take out the trash, I could be saying it as direct, like, hey, take out the trash. And my son might understand it as, hey, take out the trash. And I didn't even go that point, you know? That's what I'm saying, like, crazy. Anyways, this whole AI stuff is, like, absolutely crazy. Insane. Freaking weird. Shout out to the 11 likes. Thank you guys so much for that. Shout out to the 11 people in here. Appreciate you guys for being here. And let's feel the back. Nope. Not super hot, not blistering hot. Not super warm. Same temperature as it was about 38 minutes ago. Yeah, so that's absolutely crazy. But anyways, yeah, we ran this live stream for a good amount of time. So survey says it may not be visible. It may just be the area that he was in and the towers that were around and how the towers were set up. Could be that very reason. Could be that he has a defective device. Maybe it didn't like his SIM. There's a lot of variables into it, but one thing we cannot say it's specifically Visible's fault on why his phone overheated during a 10-minute live stream. So, yeah. Could be the fact that his phone is a Pro, because remember, I don't have the Pro, I have the 7, the regular Pixel 7. Shout out to the community for gifting that to me. Really, really, really appreciate it. So humbled. So humbled that you guys support me on that. Thank you guys so much. But, yeah, so there's got to be another factor to it. Hopefully he sees this live stream, and if he skips all the way to the end to listen to my findings, then that would be great, so that way he'll understand. Because I know he switched out his SIM cards. He put his T-Mobile in his Pixel 7 Pro and has a line connected to his Pixel Watch. So, yeah, Ghetto Bird is out. I wonder who they're looking for. Like, seriously, the Ghetto Bird's out. I don't know if you can see it through the... Yeah, right now, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. I got a lot of seasonings to do on the steak. Gotta get the burgers ready. Gotta get the grill cleaned off and get some charcoal going in there and get that lit so it starts to heat up and get some things going for a late barbecue. Man, how late is it right now? 9:06 p.m. I'm gonna kick on some music. Probably gonna listen to some Nirvana right now. I don't know about you guys, but I've been really like stuck on listening to like Nirvana, the Bleach album. Um, so I may be listening to that, like Nirvana and Foo Fighters lately. Like last week, I was stuck like on Slipknot so much for some reason. I went through like almost all their entire discography. Crazy. Later, Mike. Well, Michael. Later. I'm eating filet mignon right now. Awesome, awesome. I am gonna go ahead and just grill me some food. Burgers and steak. I think it's a ribeye that she bought. Um, or maybe a strip. I gotta look. First things first, I gotta get it seasoned. That way I can get it on the grill nice and hot. Grill it, because I know she likes it like well done but juicy. So I'm gonna basically just grill the outside of it. Make sure that that's nice so it locks in all the juices. Then finish it off in the oven to have the inside cooked all the way through. So, all right, guys. Good night. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I love you guys very much and be safe out there, okay? Talk to you all soon. I'm doing another live tomorrow sometime.